Good morning, y'all. Happy Reading Friday. Yes, Lord, it is Friday. It is Friday, y'all. I hope you guys are going to have a glorious weekend. And I hope you do a lot of book reading during this weekend. But guys, today I wanted to give to you guys 10 books I would definitely reread and why. So we are going to head to we are going to head to the park, and we are going to have a different scenery today while we do this vlog. It is the park that I have been to before, and I think you guys loved it. So join me for a day of definitely books that I would reread again. Happy Friday, y'all. Alright guys, hi. I don't know if this was a good idea or a bad idea, y'all, but we are out here at the park. I wanted to get out and get some vitamin D, y'all, so I thought coming early morning, and it is like 9 o'clock. I thought coming early morning would be a whole lot better than coming later in the afternoon, but y'all, it is freaking hot already. But I do have me and Alani, and hopefully I don't look too sweaty to you guys, so y'all drop it down in the comments and let me know if I look too sweaty for y'all, because I feel like I'm sweaty already, and I have not even been out this door for 5 minutes. My daughter actually did my wash and go, and I feel like I am going to sweat it out here doing this vlog. But anyway guys, I wanted to come and give you guys the 10 books that I would definitely reread again and tell you guys why. And I want you guys to also drop down in the comments and let me know what books that you guys will reread again, and tell me why you would reread it. You don't have to tell me a lot of them, just tell me a few of them, and just tell me why would you guys reread those books. So I do have a stack here of books that I want to tell you guys about that I want to read again, and it's hot out here guys, so we're just going to get straight to the point. So the first one is Hidden Pictures by this author here. I would reread this book again because this book was just totally awesome. And the reason why I say that is because this book was a page turner. This book had some very nice pictures in it that made the storyline of this book come together. And it is just pretty much about a girl who had got into some trouble sometime in her life, and she needed a job, and she got a job babysitting. And the people that she got the job babysitting for, they were not the people that she thought that they were. And the kid wasn't the person that she thought the kid was. So she went through a lot of twists and turns in this book, finding out different information about what was going on in this book by the pictures that the child was drawing in this book, y'all. That is the reason why I say, like, this book was a page turner. This book was just a really great read. The storyline, it was not easy to figure out, like the plot. It was not easy to figure out. As the book went on and on, I was just like, oh my God, I cannot believe that. Oh my God, oh Lord, oh, these people. And I just really love this book, and I will reread this book again in a heartbeat, y'all. The next one is Daydream by Hannah Grace. It is a part of the Maple Hills novel series. This is, I think, the third book in that series, and this to me was one of the best books. The first book was The Icebreaker, the second one was Wildfire, and this one is a third one, Daydream. And this is Henry's perspective of the Maple Hill series. And during the time that I was actually reading the Maple Hill series, there was so many different things in both of those books about Henry. And Henry was just the sweetest guy. He always wanted things to go normal. He was like the peacekeeper. He was just such a sweet guy in all of the other two books. So I was wondering, I was like, Hannah Grace, when are we going to get a Henry perspective book? And Lord have mercy, Daydream was that book. And this book just had me so giddy. This book had me so feeling so loved. Just this Henry is just the perfect book boyfriend. If you would like a boyfriend, or if you want to know like how a boyfriend should be, how a boyfriend should treat a girl, y'all pick up Daydream by Hannah Grace and read this book. And also where you will compare your man to Henry from Maple Hill series. So I would definitely reread this book again. And y'all, Razor Blade Tears by S.A. Cosby. I don't know if you guys know about S.A. Cosby or not, but if you do not know about S.A. Cosby, y'all are slipping and y'all are so behind in the book community, because S.A. Cosby is the book master. He is the book master. I have read almost 3 books by S.A. Cosby. I read Razor Blade Tears and I read All Sinners Bleed, and I am currently reading King of Ashes. I finally picked that book up from a BAM yesterday, and his writing is just great, y'all. His storylines are easy to follow. You get so attached to the characters that's in each of the books that he has written, and the conversation, the storyline, the plot, just everything is just so great in his books. And his books start off with the feet running time you hit the first chapter. That is what I so love about S.A. Cosby's books. And each book that I have read by him, it has never been the same. Never been the same, even though I have read a few books by him. So Razor Blade Tears is just about 2 men whose sons were murdered, and the reason why they were murdered was because they were gay, and they were trying to get to the bottom of it. And so one was black, one was white, so they had to actually come together as a team to revenge their sons' murders. And that is pretty much what is on the back of the book, so no spoilers. But y'all, the next book that I want to read by him is Blacktop Wasteland. I think I have it on my Kindle. I just have not read it yet. But I am actually in the middle of reading Razor Blade King of Ashes right now, and I think it's going to be a really good book. The hype that everybody is giving King of Ashes, I think, will be so true. The next book that I will definitely reread again is a graphic novel, and it is called Wash Day Diaries by Jamila Rossler and Robin Smith. And with these books, y'all, I'm pretty sure you guys know, with these books, is not 2 different authors of this book. There's an author and there's an animator. So I want to say Jamila Rossler is the actual author of the book, and Robin Smith is the person that actually drew these beautiful pictures in this book. Y'all, I love a graphic novel. If you guys have been following me since day one or rocking with me since the first half of my vlog journey as being a book content creator, you guys know that I love to break out the inner child in myself, and that is when I gravitate to graphic novels. So this one right here, I think I seen on Shaughnessy's page, and I just had to pick it up. I seen it at Barnes and Noble, and I was like, oh my god, that is that book that Shaughnessy was talking about. But pretty much this one is pretty much just about these 4 girls and the journey in their life as being black girls with natural hair. So I really do love this book, and I would love to read this book again just because of the concept that is within this book. The next one that we're going to talk about is Out on the Limb by Hannah Bonham Young. Y'all, the cover of this book has changed, but I am super happy that I actually got this actual cover of this book, because I don't really like the other cover of the book that they have out now. And I want to say that if I'm not right, y'all correct me in the comments, but I want to say like a actual publisher got a hold to Hannah Bonham Young's book, and that's why they changed the cover. But if I'm not mistaken, this is kind of like a YA book, and I just like the YA look to the book. And the other book, it just looks a little too animated to me. So like, I really just do not or don't like the other cover of the book. But y'all, this book was so cute. This book deals around like people with disabilities and how they actually fit in the community as far as their life. So what is her name? Winnie. She actually has a type of disability where she has not the full capability of one of her arms. And what is his name? Bo. He actually has a prosthetic leg. I think that's how you say it. So these two, they actually get together and become not a couple, but in a sense parents. So this one right here is a pregnancy trope, and they actually met during like a college party, which was like a Halloween party. Y'all, this book is just really cute. If you like pregnancy tropes, if you like falling in love, not enemies to lovers, but like true love, if you like you know, reading about disability individuals, if you just want something fluffy and nice, you will love Out on the Limb with Hannah Bonham Young. I would definitely read that book again. And y'all, I cannot say enough about Taylor Jenkins Reid. I have been really loving her books so far, and this one is called One True Love by Taylor Jenkins Reid. This author also actually wrote The Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo. I have that book on my shelf. I have had that book on my shelf forever, y'all. Ever in a day. And I have not read that book yet. It was just something about this book right here that I really did love, and it is the love story that was in this book. This love story was like a breathtaking love story, and Imola was the main character in this book, and she was just, I mean, the depth of this book, the depth of this love story was just truly the best, y'all. I will have to read the back of the book to actually kind of like remember exactly what went on in this book, because y'all, I read so many books, so sometimes I do not remember everything in the book, but I do remember that I love a book. It says, a breathtaking new love story about a woman expectantly forced to choose between the husband she has long thought dead and a fiance who has finally brought her back to life. So yeah, I remember. So basically this book is about a woman named Imola. She was in love with, like, let's say high school sweetheart, or just as an example, and that guy actually went away to the service, and she thought that he was not alive because of the information that she got. So she actually moved on and became in love with another guy. They actually decided to get married, and then the next thing you know, that other guy comes back and tells his story. So she is pretty much like torn in between two loves, and you'll have to read the book to actually figure out which one is her true love. So this book was actually so freaking good, y'all. I enjoyed this book so much, and this book actually really broke my heart as well. Still Beating by Jennifer Hartman. Y'all, this is a little series. I'm not sure what is the name of this series, but it has like 2 other books to it, and I have read one of the other books that is in this little series, or this just might be a standalone but still have other books that kind of tie into the series or something like that, y'all. But I love this book. I could not put this book down. This book is just basically about 2 people. One of them was the and what was her name, Kara. It's about Kara and Dean. Dean was actually the fiance of Kara's sister, and child, they just had some crazy type dealings. But anyway, so this book was just about Kara and Dean. They were actually captured and put down in a basement, which was so wild, y'all. And when they were down there, things like happened, not for as, yeah, I mean, I wouldn't say romance, but sexual things happened. They actually had to really depend on each other to make it through what they were going through. So once they actually was free of this like crazy maniac ass man, things started happening between them, and you have to read the book to see the rest of it, y'all. I do not want to give anything from this book away. And then the other 2 books, that is Lotus, and then, oh my god, what is the name of that other book? I have all 3 books, but y'all, I really did like this. If you like a page turner, if you like a book that is going to keep you thinking, keep you wondering what is going to happen next, and if you like a book that you cannot easily figure out the plot, I think you would really love reading Still Beating by Jennifer Hartman. I loved it. I kept the book, and I would definitely read the book again. Next is The Women by Kristin Hannah. This was the first book that I read by this author. It is a historical fiction book, and one of my workmates told me about this book, or I actually seen it on her channel, one of the 2, and I decided to pick this book up. And y'all, I have been picking up books from her ever since. It's hot out here, y'all, and I have been picking up books from this author ever since. With this being the first book that I actually read by this author, this book really broke my heart. Kristin Hannah really knows how to bring to life historical fiction to the point of that you can really understand what was actually happening back in that time of the century. So this book was basically about a woman named Frankie. She was 20 years old at the time, and she was a nursing student. Her brother actually went to the service, and after he went to the service, like, she never heard from him again. And so that really bothered her, so she actually became enlisted in the service to be a nurse. The relationship between her and her mom and her dad was a little strained. I think her relationship between her mom was better than the relationship between her and her dad. Her dad was just like, I think he was grieving, y'all. I really want to say, or I feel like he was grieving, and that was the reason why he treated Frankie the way that he did. But guys, she went into the service, and as far as her going into the service, I don't think she went in there just to become a nurse in the service. I want to say, to me, she went in there to actually see if she can get some information about her brother. But anyway, so she went through all the things that people of the service actually goes through. She experienced all those things. And y'all, in this book, PTSD, I want to say, is the name of it. Whatever those people go through when they get out of the service, like, y'all, it is like stapled all over this book. And the reactions, the things that these people go through, the nightmares that they have, the life that they have after coming out of the service, defending our country and taking care of the people that is actually defending our country, is just so sad. The help that they get just all the things, guys, is really happening in this day and time. And I feel like it is just really freaking horrible how these veterans are actually done after they have served their country. So guys, if you like historical fiction, I swear it that you will like Kristin Hanna book, The Women, and I would suggest that you guys pick this book up, but be prepared to have your heartstrings tugged. All right, another book by Taylor Jenkins Reid, and it is Malibu Rising. Y'all, I loved this book. This is a book about love, a true love story as well. This is a read by Jenna book. So guys, when it's a read by Jenna book, I really feel like the books are like awesome. But basically this is about Nina. Let me read so I can remember exactly what I'm talking about. But she actually like fell in love with a singer named Mick. And you know how the things go with singers, like sometimes like they are hit or miss. They travel a lot and just all the things, like they, you know, see a lot of different people, they have sex with a lot of different people, just all the things of a singer. So with that being said, him and Nina actually became a couple. I think they actually got married as well, had kids, I want to say. But Nina was like stuck in the town that she was in. She was actually, or I think she actually became the owner of like a restaurant that her parents had, if I'm not mistaken. But y'all, the love story in this book is great, the trauma in this book is great, and the writing of Taylor Jenkins Reid is just the best. So yeah, I would really love to read this book again. It is Malibu Rising by Taylor Jenkins Reid. And y'all know I can never leave out my girl Kennedy Ryan. This is Before I Let Go. This is the first book in the, I want to say it's the Skyline series. It is, yeah, I think it's the Skyline series if I'm not mistaken. Y'all help me out in the comments. Am I correct? This is the Skyline series, and of course you know there are 3 books to this actual series. I am actually reading the 3rd book this month on my TBR, and I'm kind of scared to read it, guys, because I don't want this series to end. I just don't want this series to end. The last book is about Hendrix, and I'm super excited to know about Hendrix more and all the things, but I just don't want this series to end. I'm so sad about it. But this one is about Yasmin and Josiah. Pretty much they were a married couple that got a divorce, but they also had kids, so they had a tie to each other that way. But they also had a company named Grits, so they just had ties all together. They was co-parenting and they was actually running a business together, so they still had ties to each other all the way around. There was a tragedy that happened during the time that they were married, which caused them to actually get a divorce from each other. So there is trauma in this book and there is grieving in this book. But y'all, when they tried to move on, and the reactions that each one of them had when each other tried to move on was just explosive. And when they actually, y'all, just read the book. Because I could talk on and on and on and on and on about this book, and then I'll be done told y'all the whole freaking storyline. So y'all just read the book. I promise you, you will want to read all the other books in this series. And it is Before I Let Go, it is This Could Be Us, and then the last book is Can't Get Enough. Y'all, Kennedy Ryan is a superb writer, and her books are just so great. I have the Kingmakers series on my shelf. I've had it on my shelf for like a long time now. I have not gotten to it because, of course, as you know, us book girlies, we are going to buy more books, buy more books, buy more books, and then we end up not even reading the books that we have had for years. So I will try to read more books from my bookshelf. to get some of those books read, so I can either keep them on the library shelf that I have that I will suggest, give, borrow, you know, for people to read, and then I will actually reread myself. So, but guys, yes, that is the 10 books that I would definitely reread again in a freaking heartbeat, y'all. Any of those books that you guys feel strongly about, please drop it down in the comments, so let me know what your thoughts is about those books. And also, y'all, like I said, please let me know any books that y'all feel so highly about that y'all will reread again. Maybe it will be a recommendation for me if I have not read that book. And guys, if you're not subscribed, if you made it this far in this vlog, obviously you got to like what I'm talking about. So if you're not subscribed to my channel, please subscribe to my channel, become a part of this space. And also, guys, I do have memberships. If you want to support my channel and memberships, we have super thanks. Y'all just go on my channel down in the description box. There's a link there that will show you all the perks that I have for you guys if you guys become a member or whatever of my channel, and the support will be greatly appreciated. I still thank you guys for the support that you guys give me just by watching my vlogs and giving me comments and just giving me the life that I have for this space that I have created. So guys, if you're not subscribed, subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next video. Let's take a look at this park again. Bye guys.